Well, Nebraska looks like the hot spot for tornadoes, so we decided we'd park it in Grand Island and then just wait it out through the afternoon. I don't think we'll have far to go. You know, we haven't had a ton of severe weather in this part of the country this year, so this looks to be, you know, the biggest threat we've had in a while. I think that the instability is enough that the threat's going to be long-lived, violent tornadoes today, especially through sunset and after. I think it's really ominous that this is all potentially going to play out on June 3rd. Knowing what happened back in 1980, you know, we hope that history doesn't repeat itself. But if anyone's aware of the weather, it's Grand Island, especially on June 3rd.
We've been calling this Ground Zero, A, because we're here, and B, because it has all the right ingredients for seeing tornadoes as we go later into this afternoon. The instability is there, so you have the rising motion, the moisture is increasing, the spin in the atmosphere is correct, so all those things that you would need to see both supercell thunderstorms and then tornadoes are in place here and really throughout central, northern, and even southern portions of Nebraska later today. There's a couple of rounds. One round already came through this morning. There was some storms just north of town. It's later this afternoon that's the big show. So what we're trying to stress is that those kind of weak thunderstorms that came by were not what we were talking about for the big threat, that we don't want people to let their guard down later on this afternoon. So say 3:30 to 4:30 is where the storms are going to get started. They'll then join together in a big cluster of storms and race east through the overnight hours. So further east from here, it's going to be a nighttime threat. Through Omaha, through Iowa, in towards the Midwest, in towards tomorrow. So this is a multi-day severe complex of storms. So two separate threats. Around this area, we have first the tornado threat. Individual storms that could have tornadoes with them, very large hail, gusty winds with very well-organized thunderstorms. Later on, these individual storms will merge together into a complex of thunderstorms. As that races east and goes into the Midwest, gusty straight-line winds will be the biggest threat. Still hail, still a lot of rain. Tornado threat will diminish, but that doesn't mean there won't still be a lot of damage.
We have satellite internet on top. That's what our brown dish is up there. All these little white square boxes is actually internet. Broadband internet that's not satellite-based. This black antenna is actually a microwave antenna. That's how we broadcast. Our truck with the cameras in it actually talks to this truck wirelessly. And so when we're driving down the road, we can be in the passenger seat and talk to a camera, and it sends our signal to a microwave receiver on this truck, but then it has a big satellite dish on the back, and so when we're rolling down the road, it can actually broadcast via satellite on the Weather Channel. So that's kind of how it works. As long as we're within about 100 yards of each other, it works pretty well. This is all our electronics in there, which is a ton. So this is all of our microwave transmitters, all of our lights and cameras and internet. This is our hail freezer. So when it's not got hail in it, it's got lunch or some drinks. But generally, during an active chase, we turn this refrigerator to freezer mode, like hail, and put it in our hail freezer. These little black lights here are infrared lights. So our camera on the roof is also an infrared camera, and we have a special lens that we put on Matt's broadcast camera. It's a night vision lens. So in complete darkness, we can still broadcast, but you have to send out an infrared light. So these infrared lights will light up, you know, about 50 to 100 feet, and then that lens will do the rest to see tornadoes or what in the distance. It's pretty cool. Our 360-degree camera right there, and it has a wiper on it, and you can pan and tilt and zoom it off from right here. So I can control the rooftop camera from right here. These are all the cameras that I can control from right here at my leg here. So this is what I can see right now. If I want to change the camera that goes out to the Weather Channel, I can switch it to the roof camera, and you'll see it change here to roof, and then I can zoom the camera around I can tilt it up or down. Now say I want to go back to me in the seat, I just go back to the camera and say hi. We have cameras in the back seat, and I can also show what's on my computer screen, which is right here. And all these things will go broadcast directly to the Weather Channel, whatever I put in that box.